Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking a look at the new RUKO U11 Pro. It is an upgraded version of the RUKO U11 Pro, which I have reviewed about a year ago. Now this version has an upgraded camera and an upgraded remote controller. So let's bring out the old RUKO U11 Pro, and as you can see, it's basically identical. Here's the side view, here's the bottom view, and the top view, and the front view. Now, as you can see, the one on the right has a slightly bigger camera, maybe the lens as well. So I'm calling it an upgrade. So there they are side by side. Quadcopters are identically the same. Now here is the old remote, and here is the new remote controller. Now the remote controller has a significant upgrade. So this is a new remote controller, and this is the older remote controller. Now the batteries are basically identically the same. Here are the old ones, and here are the new ones. Identically the same. So taking a closer look, we have the foldable arms. So fold out the one has the landing legs on it first, which swings from the back to the front. And just like that, we have a bigger quadcopter. Now the arms are the staggered design. One is higher than the other one, but as you can see, the motors are on a level platform, so that is really nice. We got the brushless motors, we got the leaflet type bi-bladed props. Now the camera is still on an anti-jello mount and not on a gimbal. However, it is 90 degrees remote tilt adjustable. It will record 4K photos and 720p videos to the phone app. The phone app is called the RUKO Fly app, and it will record 4K photos and 4K videos at 15 FPS to the micro SD card. And also you can choose to record 2K photos and 2K videos at 25 FPS as well. Now here is the built-in DVR on the bottom and the micro SD card slot. It will support up to a 32 gigabyte micro SD card, class 10 or higher. We also have an optical flow sensor for horizontal position hold. Good for indoor position hold when GPS is not favorable. So we have status LED lights on the bottom of the front arms and one tail status LED light. Now the battery bay is on the bottom on the rear, and the battery is the same as the predecessor as we have seen at 7.6 volt, 1900 milliamp. It is said to have 26 minutes of flight time. So they provide you with two of these batteries for a total flight time of 52 minutes. It has the Type C USB port for charging. Press to release locks on both sides. Now long press the power button to power it up and check to see the charge left in the battery, and that is how the quadcopter will power up as well. Long press to power off. So line it up and slide it in, it will lock into place. The remote controller is new. It has been upgraded from the older version. It is now sleek and modern in design, and it feels a lot better in the hands than the older one. Now the phone holder pulls out from the top. It is spring loaded, and on the remote it has grooves, so your phone will rest on it without activating any buttons, which is nice. So it holds your phone tight and will not come off or slide off. It will hold phones from 4.7 inches to 6.5 inches. Now it has a couple of USB Type-C port holes prepped, so perhaps for another model it will be in use, but not for this model. We have the camera tilt dial on the left shoulder, 0 to 90 degrees. We have the photo button on the right shoulder, short press for photos and long press for videos. The gimbals are nice and smooth, no stickiness to it at all. And here we have the one key to set the camera tilt down to 90 degrees and back up to 0 degrees with just the press of a button. Or you can do that with the dial as well, slower. We have the GPS on and off button with a long press. We have the smart return to home button with a short press. Now it also stops the return to home process with another short press. We have the speed changing button right in the center. Speeds 1, 2, and 3 can be had. They are the cinematic, normal, and the sport modes. And here is the power push button on and off switch. And as you saw, we have the gimbal stick storage compartment in the bottom and the Type-C USB port for charging up the built-in 1200 milliamp 3.7 volt battery. Both sticks to the top and out will initiate the compass calibration. The right stick to the bottom and out will calibrate the gyros of the quadcopter, and both sticks to the bottom and in will arm and disarm the motors of the quadcopter. Alright guys, so here we go with the RUKO's U11 Pro, the upgraded version, and the remote control. Got my phone already attached to the phone holder, so let's fold this thing out here. We're at the park today. It is an off day at the park, so there's nobody around, so we can fly around and have the whole park to ourselves. So what you want to do is power it on. I have a 32 gigabyte micro SD card formatted and inserted, but be careful because it can pop right out. Easy to pop out. So when you land, be careful and check where it landed to see if the micro SD card is still intact. Long pressing the power button, and the ESCs have sung their song. Power on the remote controller and it automatically binds. Next, start up your phone. There you go. Come on. Face ID. Nope. Alright, so you want to go into your settings and go to the Wi-Fi section of your settings, and look at that. I'm already connected because it already knows I've connected it before. RUKO U11 Pro Wi-Fi network. So now go to your app. It is called the RUKO Fly app, a free downloadable app in the App Store. So go ahead and check it out. Start up the app and it'll bring you into the initial page. Let me go ahead and screen record. Microphone is on. Start recording. 2, 1, boom. Okay. There we go. So on the top you got a choice of U11 Pro or just U11, and I'll keep it on the U11 Pro. Hit the controls. You got some other options there. It'll bring you here to tell you what to do, so you can go through it once, and once you know how, you can skip it on the top. There we go. And we got Wi-Fi FPV. There we go. I'm under the tree. I came here via the e-bike, which is an excellent e-bike, man. You guys got to check out that e-bike, electric XP3. Okay, so what you want to do first is calibrate the compass. All GPS drones, you will need to calibrate the compass. So on this one, you can either do it on the app or you can do it with the sticks. Both sticks at the top and out will initiate the compass calibration. So look at that, it's telling you to spin the quadcopter horizontally until a beep is heard. There you go, a beep is heard. Now do it vertically until another beep is heard, and you heard that second beep. How did that ant get on my visor? Oh my god, I better get off of this bench. Okay, so next thing you want to do is calibrate the gyro. That's a pretty flat level surface, so right stick to the bottom and out. That will calibrate the gyro of the quadcopter, and we should be ready to fly. Let me check the camera angle here. Okay, that's straight up to 0 degrees. I'll leave it right there and I'll take off right now. It says ready to fly, so we have acquired all the necessary satellites, the GPS satellites, but I'm going to go ahead and fly it in the non-GPS mode first. So I'm going to turn off GPS. There you go, turned off GPS. Now I'll arm it and I'll take off manually. Okay, now in the non-GPS mode, I am pitching all the way to the max to go forward, but it is this slow in the cinematic mode, or speed number 1. It is very docile. Even the predecessor, I was really surprised at how slow this thing flies in the ADI mode, but it is designed so that you can fly this thing indoors very nice and calmly, so you don't hit the, you know, the blinds, the wall, yourself, your furniture. So it is very, very docile, and it does have optical flow sensor to lock onto the ground. So look at that, it is holding position just as if it has GPS. But if this was an indoor surrounding, it will do the same. So you want to fly in this mode, the ADI mode, indoors, if you are going to fly indoors, which I don't recommend, but with this quadcopter, I could say you could do it. Even a beginner could do it. And this is the perfect mode for beginners as well, because look at how slow it is. You got all kinds of time to make mistakes on this thing, so you don't crash into something like your garage door or something on your very first flight. So fly it in this mode. But remember, it does not have position hold like a GPS position hold. Okay, it just has the weaker optical flow position hold, so it could still start drifting with some wind. Today there is absolutely no wind. Look at that, look at the trees, look at that. Basically 0 miles per hour wind, maybe 1 mile per hour. So let's go to normal mode in the ADI mode, and that is how fast it goes. Still very docile. And speed number 3 in the ADI mode, check that out. That is amazing, isn't it? Okay, so I'm gonna go back down to scenic mode. Let me stay in the sport mode so I can bring it back. Okay, bringing it back to, what do I want to start off? I don't have my landing pad or anything because I came here on my e-bike. Okay, so I'm gonna land it like right about here. That looked like a clear spot, so I'm gonna manually lower it down to right about here. And let's see, in the phone app there's a 1 key to land, and you slide and it will land, right? It didn't work that time. Oh, it didn't work. Okay, maybe we need to be in the GPS mode or something. So I'm gonna manually land it. Now it just plops to the ground. It doesn't slow down. So like I said earlier, you need to check and see if your microSD card is still inserted there. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna turn GPS back on. There you go, it says ready to fly. Now that will be our home point where we take off now. Arming the motors and manually take off. Now what I want to do is take off with the 1 key to take off from the app. There we go, slide to take off. And that is the height that it comes to, and look at its hover. Nice. Let's see if it hovers in that spot. See how good the GPS position lock is. It's basically hovering in that spot. Look at that. So we know that the GPS position is really nice. Okay, let's get it angry. And it kind of meanders back to where it was. So there you go, GPS position hold. And now we are going to start off in the cine mode, or speed number 1, and full pitch. So we got a lot quicker now because we are in the GPS mode instead of the ADI mode, or the non-GPS mode. And that will be speed number 1. Let me go ahead and start recording video. So switching over to video, and we have started recording. There you go. Full pitch. And now full yaw. Normal mode, speed number 2, full pitch, kind of bobs up and down, and now full yaw. I gotta increase the throttle a little bit because it starts to dig down. There you go, speed number 2. Now sport mode, speed number 3. It is a lot faster and it digs down a lot more, but it gradually goes back up to its original altitude. It digs down and gradually goes back up. So at times, if you make lots of turns, like if you want to do a funnel, there's the full pitch, full yaw. You have to increase the throttle just a little bit to stay up. Okay, nice. 1, 2, and 3 speeds. Now the camera tilt angle can be rotated with the dial all the way down the 90 degrees, and I notice a lot of jello. It's kind of hard to see the screen, but I can see jello. And straight up to 0 degrees. Yeah, it just kind of moves around. It's unfortunate that they didn't upgrade the camera to a gimbal and have electronic image stabilization instead of upgrading the remote controller, because the remote controller on the previous model was just fine. It wasn't bad or anything, and you can still fly the quadcopter and do all the stuff that you can do with this remote controller. But yeah, it's unfortunate that they decided to upgrade the remote controller instead, but maybe this is for a reason. Maybe on the upcoming model you could use this to connect and go to that 3 kilometers or more. Maybe that is the reason. But for this quadcopter, yeah, the camera could be upgraded with the electronic image stabilization and the a gimbal, at least a 2-axis gimbal. That would have been nice. Okay, so we have taken off from, which spot was it? That spot right there. So let's go ahead and take it out to right about here and press the smart return to home. Short press, and it rises up immediately to the designated 20 meters. Oh, I forgot to show you guys the setting. I'll do that right after this. So it turns around and it should come and land right about here. That's where we took off. So take a look around. No one's around still. Good. So it comes back. Turns around. Let me see if I'm still recording here. Yep, I am. And it gradually comes down. Nice and smooth, actually. Kind of slows down. A very good behavior. And it stops too. So right now you can retake control, or you can just wait a little bit more and it will come down and land. Looks like it's going to land slightly off from where I took off. I took off from the middle area right here. So that's good. Now let me go and leave it right in the middle over here and show you guys what's going on. I am, what? ChatGPT, man. Okay, so in the settings here, I am in the non-beginner mode. But if you turn on beginner mode, all the parameters will be limited. So if you want to get out of the beginner mode and access up to 500 meters in distance and up to 120 meters in height, you can go ahead and turn off beginner mode and, you know, slide to wherever you want. And by default, the return altitude is set to 20 meters. And the next, you can track your quadcopter. You can also find your quadcopter to the last known location. And you can calibrate the compass, and you can calibrate the gyro here. And you can change the units. And also, by default, it's set to 4K for the video capture, You can either choose 4K by default, or you can go to 2.5K. I'm gonna use 2.5K now. Okay, I'm gonna stop the video, hit 2.5K, and now start the video back. Okay, now it is in 2.5K, but remember the 4K is 15 frames per second, 2.5K is 30 frames per second, so we might get a little bit smoother video in the 2.5K versus the 4K. All right, so arming the motors again. This is our takeoff spot once again. I'm going to manually take off and pitch forward and put it right about there. Now I'm going to hit the smart return home once again, but I'm going to re-hit it while it's coming back to retake control of it. Okay, return home, same thing. Thought I heard somebody passing by. I think a couple of other e-bikers or hikers or somebody. I see somebody walking over there. Yeah. Oh, a couple of e-bikers over there too. It's a beautiful day here in paradise. It's coming back. I'm gonna hit it, and it halts immediately, and now I'm able to retake control of it. Okay, so the smart return to home works really nicely, just like its predecessor. So back out over there again, but this time I'm gonna turn off my remote controller. Okay, I turned it off. This will be simulating the fail-safe return to home. So look at that, it is still working. It's returning to home, and the app also says something as well, like return home or something. Turns around and comes back. Very nice. So let's just let it do its thing and see how close it gets to the takeoff spot once again. And I'll do it one more time, and I'll hit the power button so it will simulate reconnection while it's coming back from a fail-safe return home. Yeah, just as expected, the quadcopter is identically the same as the original. So it behaves really nice, perfect for a beginner, especially because, oh, stops too, especially because it has the ADI mode, the low speed, so you can fly indoors. So that is a really plus on this quadcopter. Look, it's going to land in the same spot it landed before, basically, away from the center where it took off from. So leave it right here. I'm going to turn the remote control back on, and it should automatically reconnect, and yes, it does. Okay, take off again, push it out right about there, and then turn off my remote controller. Oh, it came down in altitude somewhat. Okay, remote controller is turned off, and fail-safe return to home kicks in. As it's coming back, I'll power on the remote controller again to simulate retaking of the control or connection, and then retaking control. Okay. Okay, reconnected, but it's continuing. So I'm going to hit the smart return to home, and now the fail-safe return to home process has stopped, and I have regained the control of the quadcopter. Nice. Okay, so let's push it out and see how far it goes. This way. And what is the battery life here? I got 43%, so I got battery. So I'll push it out, and there's an e-biker on that road. There, I got him in the center. There he is. It's bobbing up and down, but it's going. Let me left turn a little bit. There's that road, and the video is going in and out. I still got video, and I got my remote controller slightly above my head now. It is still going, so it's got pretty good distance, but look, the video phased out. I can see that it is still going. It is a small little dot, but basically that is the maximum distance. Yeah, So I'm going to go ahead and smart return to home. I see it rising, and it should be heading back, but the video is frozen in time. So the video only goes so far, but the quadcopter will go further. So I believe it's heading back. Looks like it's rising up in altitude from here, but it is actually coming back towards me. That optical illusion where it looks like it's going up, but it's not. It's coming back towards you. Slowly getting bigger. Okay, still recording. Okay, it's coming back. A bird is flying very close to it, checking it out. Yeah. Yeah, that one bird just wants to check it out. Okay, I still didn't get my video back. It's coming back. You see it right now? See that bird? He just wants to check it out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop the return process with the press of the smart return to home button and retake control. And I still have frozen video. It hasn't reconnected with the phone app. Oh, all kinds of turbulence there. Yeah, look at that. Which is unfortunate, man. I wonder if the camera is still recording live video from the SD card, but the app has been disconnected basically. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and land it, I guess, because it's no good with the... Oh, I got it back. I got the video back on my app, so we are reconnected. It took a long time, so it should have reconnected as it was coming back, but it did not. So now let's see what the 24%, and I'm assuming that the low voltage will kick in at any time. So let's just lower down the camera just a little bit, or let me just leave it like right up here, and then do a little FPV cruise in the cine mode, low speed mode. Oh, I just entered low voltage. It is rising up and remote is beeping, and let's see what it says on the top here on the video, on the screen. Oh yeah, the return home has lit up and it is coming back home, guys. So that's the first phase of low voltage, and at which time we had 19% battery life. So maybe it kicked in at about 20%. Turns around, and does it come down? I don't believe it will come down. It just comes back home and hovers above the home point where it took off. So now I can take control, and it says here, now the drone is in low battery status. If fly again, it will not be able to return home automatically and may cause loss. Okay. It doesn't want to turn off, guys. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and bring it down a little bit too high. I'm hyperextending my neck just for your enjoyment. Okay, come on. Oh, okay, it turned off now. So we are in the first phase of low voltage, and at which time it was 20% battery life. Now it's 17. Let's see if there's a geofence. Push it out. Usually there'll be a geofencing, so the quadcopter cannot fly beyond a certain radius. Yep, right there. Geofencing. And as you can see, I'm pitching forward, trying to go forward, but it will not move anymore beyond that point. So that whole radius from where it took off from, that's as far as it will fly in the low voltage, or the first phase of low voltage return home. So now you can still fly within that radius. So Let's see here. Woohoo! Tree. I'm doing some FPV. Turn around. Go the opposite direction. Bobs up and down. Yeah, once again, unfortunate that it wasn't the camera that was upgraded to a gimbal and with electronic image stabilization. And there I am. Camera tilt down, down, down. The speed is just one speed servo. Camera tilt back up. Go back outside. Yeah, you can FPV this thing. So it's really nice. There's no delay or anything. Oh, a couple of beeps. I think that was the geofencing and not the second phase. Battery level at 14%. So it's a pretty decent long first phase of low voltage. Now, I would advise you to land the quadcopter now so your battery don't get drained all the way down. I don't know how far down this thing goes before the critical low voltage kicks in, the second phase of low voltage return home. So it is not healthy for the battery to go depleting all the way down. So right now you should be landing, and you can't do anything inside of this radius anyway, except practice your left and right, you know, make a little figure 8 circuit here basically. So but I'm still gonna fly it until the critical low voltage kicks in, because this is a test. But I would advise you not to do it. Keep the battery in a healthy condition. Excuse me. Woo! The storm passed through here. Yeah, what was Hurricane Hillary, and we got a lot of rain, but we didn't get the brunt of it. We had a little street flooding and stuff like that, but nothing major. Some low-lying areas. Somewhere down there, there's some water pooling, but other than that, like a regular little rainstorm came by. Just a lengthy rainstorm. But some other people in California here got slammed, like Palm Springs. If you watch the news, yeah, they got a lot of rain. We got a lot of rain here too, but not as bad as they got it. Okay, I'm still flying it, waiting for it to come down. So I don't know if it's going to come down right in its spot, or it's going to come back home and land where it took off, right there in the dirt spot, dirt pat right there. But I believe if we are close enough, it will just land wherever it is. If we are a little further enough, it might come back. Some quadcopters do that, but basically it's within this radius. So now is the time not to fly above a tree or any. Oh, whoa, whoa! I'm letting go of the sticks, and look, it's just gonna come down right there and there. There you go, guys. My first flight with the RUKO U11 Pro, the upgraded version. Okay, so here we go with the second battery, and it is not a full battery, so bear with me. Now let's go and check out some of the special features here, like follow me, circle me, and the plan route planning. So let's see here, GPS follow, and it turns around and it is following my phone. Okay, it is a little off, unfortunate. Let me go down in altitude, or let me go down with the phone camera angle here. You can kind of see me on the edge of the screen. Yeah, it thinks I'm over there. So this will be only good to how good your GPS location is on your phone. And look at that. It is wandering around trying to locate where my phone is. And looks like it has located me. It has found me. Oh no, it's veering off. It has found me again. Okay, hold on. Oh man. Okay, it has kind of locked me on. So as I'm walking, yeah, it is following me. So at the moment, the GPS position hold is not that great on my phone. So let's get out, test out something else. So let's see. The VR, filters, route planning, and fly around. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to a spot way out there. Okay, bringing the quadcopter right above myself, the point of interest, and we're going to do the fly around. Hit that button and check it out. It goes away, it turns around. What is it doing now? Okay. It's just going away from myself. It should have kicked in already, but it's not. So let me exit that mode. Okay, exit it. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, right above myself. Fly around. Okay, it goes away, turns around, and there you go. It is starting to circle me. Now, while it is circling me, by default, it just circles with this radius. So what you need to do is pull back on the stick so you can increase the radius. So here I'm pulling back, and there you go, letting go. And it is circling me right at that radius. I can push it forward and decrease the radius as well. So I'm going to increase the radius. So it keeps me right about there. And where am I? Right in the middle? Yeah. There you go. So you can also go up and down in altitude with the throttle while it's doing the circle me feature. So that is really nice. And you can tilt the camera so you can see more surroundings. That's a good altitude, and that's a good camera angle as well, so you can see a little bit of sky, so you can see the dynamics of the point of interest. Very nice. Now it is going to the right, so can you speed up? Yep, you can speed up a little bit. So it's circling around you a little bit faster than default values. And how about if I want to rotate the other way? There you go. And go a little faster. There you go. That's the maximum speed, and it is rotating the opposite direction as well. Yeah, this feature I really like, that you can adjust as the quadcopter is circling around you. Pulling back, a little jerky, but it goes a little bit more further back. I think that's the maximum radius, because if I pull it back, I don't think it's getting any further away. Maybe it is. Yeah, there you go. That's the maximum. Now it's having a hard time. So that is the maximum circle me radius. Alright, so all you got to do is hit that icon once again and it stops. Okay, so I'll bring it right about here and let's check out the route planner. Okay, there's the quadcopter. There I am. And you can either draw a line or you can draw dots around yourself. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then commence. Okay, on the app I don't see nothing happening, but the quadcopter is rising up in altitude. Oh, it is pointing towards point number 1. Okay, and it reached that point, slows down. Okay, are you gonna go to the second one? Okay, yeah, there you go. I can't see it. The sun is directly on top of me, so I'll move over there. Doesn't matter where you stand, you already plotted the points on the route planner, so it's going to continue to do that. That was point number 3, and going over to point number 4. Nice. Well, I still have 40-something% battery life. And going towards point number 5, and there it is. And once it has done that, it will come to a halt. And what you need to do is, oh, it already exited the route planner automatically. Okay, so I can retake control of it and bring it in. Yep. So far, everything is working really well, except for the follow me, the GPS follow me. So we'll try that one more time. And let's get back here. Okay. GPS follow. Do you have me locked in? So let's take a walk on the wild side, and looks like this time it has locked in on my location. So sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good. It all depends on your phone. It's not the quadcopter's fault. Depends on how accurate your phone's GPS lock is at the moment. You know, sometimes you're at home and your GPS coordinates show that you are at your neighbor's house. Well, that's not good. Your wife's gonna think, where were you? Right? But look, it's following me. There you go. Okay. Now let me go towards it. Will it back up? I stepped on a ditch. Yeah, it's backing up. And it's continuously got me in the center of the frame. Yep, and backing up. Come on, I disappeared. Okay, there you go. Catching up. Camera angle down. A little bit more down. And walking towards it. How good is it? I don't know. Let's see. Let me run. It's trying to catch up with me. I'm trying to lose it. But look at that. That's not bad. Okay. So let me get out. GPS follow and retake control. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and land it so we can try and fly this thing with the phone app. Okay, right about there. Oh, it takes a little hop and then comes to a halt. Okay guys, I just calibrated the compass and the gyro using my phone, and we are going to fly the quadcopter with the phone app. So hit the arrow and hit the joystick, and here we are. Now, even though you do the sticks to the bottom and in, it will not arm in the phone app virtual stick, so you gotta slide to take off. And there you go. Comes to the same height going forward and rising up in altitude here with the virtual sticks. So we don't have a speed control for the phone app to fly. There is no speed controlling parameter here, but what it does is you can fly it slow by a gentle movement of the virtual sticks like that, which is really nice. So you can even fly indoors with the virtual sticks. It is very docile. It's like you're in the non-GPS mode basically, but we are. Okay, now you can speed up as well. I'm going to go up in altitude a little bit before that, and look at that. That will be the full pitch. So it does have pretty good speed, and now it's the full yaw. And that same bird is coming and checking it out as well. Okay, so you can fly this thing with just the phone app, which is pretty cool. And you can do all the special features with just the phone app as well. You don't need the hard remote. So once again, so if that's the case, why upgrade the hard remote when you don't really need the hard remote, but you need a better camera, electronic image stabilization, and a gimbal. That's what I want on this quadcopter. It's a good quadcopter, but the camera sucks. I mean, it takes good photo, good video, and all that. So I'm gonna raise it up in altitude. Okay, place it right about there, and let's see. Switch over to camera, photo mode, and lower down the camera angle. Oops. So you can do all that stuff in here. Just a tiny bit more higher. Oh, come on. I'll just leave it straight up. Okay, so take some photos. Now, have I taken a photo? I don't hear nothing. Yeah, I can barely hear a clicker coming off the app here. So, okay, hopefully that took a photo. I took some photos earlier using the hard remote, and you can kind of hear a little bit of something. Okay, so the drone says drone low battery, so we are in the first phase of low voltage. So there you go, guys, the RUKO U11 flown with the phone app virtual sticks. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it back in, or should I hit the return to home? I'll hit the return home. Slide, return home. So it should land right there where it took off. Yep, there you go. Turns around even with the phone app. Ooh, eating a lot of prop wash this time. There's a little breeze kicking in. See the leaves moving? So there's a little bit of prop wash. Stops and then comes down slowly. Not yet. Comes down slowly. All right. There you go. So in conclusion, the RUKO U11 Pro is an excellent quadcopter for beginners as well as intermediate pilots. Its docile behavior in the ADI mode or the non-GPS mode is perfect if you have never flown a quadcopter before, and it is perfect for indoor flying. Now the precise GPS position hold and the return home features are a great safety net for pilots who are venturing out and starting to fly farther away and also starting to take photos and videos of their flights. Now, although the camera doesn't have electronic image stabilization or a mechanical gimbal, and the video quality is a little rough, it is a very good quadcopter overall, and it is a perfect intro quadcopter to make all of your mistakes before spending more money on expensive drones. So if you want to check out the new RUKO U11 Pro for yourself, the purchase link is down below in the video description. So that'll do it for this video. I thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next time.